probably around 11,000.
We retail it for 5,750.
This is really, really strong in the Asian market.
This is a great size actually.
We'll trade for more than the same watch with a diamond dial.
If it didn't have the damage, obviously we could pay more.
It's just a case of the price point. So it's a Patek Philippe Calatrava 6119R-001. It has an open case back. It's quite a dressy watch. Have you worn it much?
10, 15 times.
Yeah.
In the couple of years. I wore it for a wedding recently, but it's not an everyday. I wouldn't wear it for work. That's for sure. People don't get paid too much.
So we've probably sold, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
In the current climate, what we buy for stock are things that we know we're going to sell quickly. So I think the best advice with this, obviously I can make you an offer to buy it, but I think what will benefit you more significantly is letting us sell it on your behalf. Sure. They probably cost around £25,000 now.
Yeah, just over 25.
So I think us looking to sell it for low 20s is then good value to someone, because at the end of the day it's a Patek Philippe and it's in a very good condition. And it's a nice dress watch. I think if you compare it to the new Rolex dress watches that are very similar, I know what I would prefer.
It's a class above, I think.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
I mean, I know that the white gold you can pretty much buy from the shops now, but the yellow gold, they said we still have a list of buyers, you know.
Yeah.
It's a bit, the rose gold, sorry, is yellow.
Yeah.
It's a bit more popular than the white gold.
Yeah, I can offer a lot of them because people will buy them to improve their relationship and get the Aquanaut and the Nautilus models, but at the same time, in its own right, it's a very classy, like
it's a beautiful watch,
dress watch. So I don't think we'll have any problem selling it. It's just a case of the price point. Obviously, the cheaper it is, the quicker it'll sell.
Well, I've looked and I've seen online 23, 24, and I think that's high. I think we went for 20, 21.
Yeah.
And then you've got me, say, 17 back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's realistic. Obviously, we'll always try to sell it as quick as we can for as much as possible, but that's fair. And I think in the current market, you need to be the cheapest.
What do you reckon? 2 to 3 months would be?
You never know. You never know, because I've had a look. The cheapest on chrono are low 20s, like 22.5, I think. Yeah. Obviously, there's chrono fees to consider, but
yeah, sure.
If I'm looking to sell it for around the 20 mark, then it's probably the cheapest in the world. Yeah. So that's the best thing to do, I would say.
Perfecto.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's do that then.
You're welcome to have a look at anything though. While if you want.
I think the bluesy. You had a couple of 2022 bluesies in. And you had only one Panda Daytona.
Yes.
Yes.
We've got 2 2021 bluesies in, the bimetal ones.
Yeah.
And we've got a 2022 Panda. So.
Yeah. And what are these, about 13.5?
Yes. So the list price from Rolex is now 13,750.
Yeah.
And that's a 2021 model, and it can be probably £500 less than the list price. I think in the last 2 years we've probably sold them for £18,000. So
is there a newer model?
The good value. No, that is the newest model. The newest model came out in 2020. Yeah. It's a 41mm instead of a 40mm. Yeah. But the notable difference is the font under the writing is white, whereas the previous one was gold. So that's a bit brighter. It looks a lot more modern, in my opinion. It has a longer power reserve, and it's just an updated version of the very popular previous 40mm model. To compare, we still sell as many of these as we do because the price point is better, but you can see the noticeable difference where the writing's brighter on the newer one.
And what's the price difference with these two?
That one's probably around 11,000, whereas that one is a little over 13,000.
The only problem with this is I don't have my glasses on. I can't tell the time because it's white on white. And
yeah, well, that's black on black, and that's even more difficult to see. So.
And these are what, 24.5?
Around 25 for a 22 model. You'll get an older one for lower 20s.
And what about the newer model?
The newer model, because it just came out in 2023, is probably high 20s, maybe 28, 29, depending on if it's a 2023 or a 2024 model.
All right, well, food for thought. Let's get this one sold. And we'll stay in touch as we always do. Yeah.
Were you looking to part exchange against anything, or is it just an
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm reducing my collection. Because need some cash, some liquidity for now, but I'll be buying later.
Yeah.
Maybe probably in the next 6 months or so.
Do you know how much you were looking for?
I know the market is around like 6K and above, but for the dry sale, I don't know how much you can offer.
Okay, let me take a look. It does need a little bit of work because it's got a chip.
I know this.
It's got a chip on the side and then also the bezel as well, so it needs quite a little bit of money spent on it for sure.
Is that the 39, Josh? Or is
Yeah, the 39mm Explorer 2019 full set.
Yes.
But that's the Mark II, isn't it?
Yes.
The filled with the loom on the 369.
Exactly, yeah. But it does need a little bit of work. It's got a couple of chips out the
stretches,
side. I'm just going to actually see, because we saw one last week, and I'm going to see how much we paid for that one and then compare that. We would be at 4,000.
4,000.
Yeah.
That's quite low.
It would be more, but we probably need about £500 to £700 spent on the watch. So it's going to stand us closer to 5,000. We retail it for 5,750.
You sold it?
We sold it for 5,750, yeah. So we have like an exclusive group chat.
Okay.
So we had our 2018 Box and Purpose here on Friday last week.
Okay.
And this was a 2018 Box and Purpose, but the condition was literally brand new.
Okay.
And it was online for 5,950, and we took 5,750 for it. So after we get the work done on this watch, it's going to stand us near on 5,000.
5,000.
And we sell for less than the 6,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it didn't have the chips out off the side and obviously the bezel, it would be £500 to £700 more.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of time as well, so it needs to make sense. And there's a massive ding out here as well. You've worn it pretty well.
I've
You've enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it for sure.
That's what it's for. But have a think.
Oh yeah,
right here,
I'll think about it for sure.
If it didn't have the damage, obviously we could pay more. So in regards to these, I would need to send these to our buyer, John. So I can take your WhatsApp, I'll send him the pictures and details, and then we can get you a price today, tomorrow.
Fine.
So medium Santos. This is a great size, actually.
I think I bought 2022.
So 2022, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the Omega?
Yeah, that's...
The Seamaster Blue Dial?
Yeah, that's quite a while ago.
That's it. Because that doesn't have...
2018.
Doesn't have the open
that's the old version. It's not...
Does it have the wave dial on that?
No. It's a flat wave.
Yeah, that's before wave dial.
What? I see you wearing a Grand Seiko as well. What model is this?
Yeah, this is Snowflake.
So I've sent those to John with the edges, and then I'll take your number down, and then if we can agree a deal, we can just send you the pack, and then. But he's going to give you two figures. He'll give you a buy price and a consignment price.
Yeah, and send this as well.
Yeah. And what year is this one?
This one, 2019.
I'll send him this as well, and then let him know. So we'll get you prices for the free watches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just let me know.
I'm sorry about the Explorer. It just needs a lot of work.
Yeah, I understand.
So the rumour is that there's a price increase coming for the gold pieces, two-tone and Datejust with the white gold bezel due on June the 1st. Do you think this is because of the gold prices in general being at near all-time highs, or do you think it's just an excuse for Rolex to...
Probably going to go with the second choice, to be honest with you, Harry. Yeah, probably going to be an excuse to increase the prices of the precious metal or the watches that contain precious metal of some description.
But what we're going to do, we've pulled out some of the gold pieces that we have in store here at the moment, and I just want to run through them from the most under list to some of the pieces which are still commanding quite a premium in the market.
Okay.
So starting off with the Blueberry, the white gold Submariner. This has a list price right now. I've got a little cheat sheet here, by the way, guys. So of £36,700 in the UK.
Okay, so for example, this particular watch is under 30,000. I think we're selling this watch for around 28,000. So pieces like this, there's a big saving. So the savvy person who's looking to buy this watch, you know, why spend that extra buying a brand new watch when you can buy a perfect pre-owned?
This goes for a lot of the gold pieces.
Definitely not.
You know, they're going to be sat in
the
ADs.
tides have changed.
People are going to be getting the call for these watches. The reason for that a lot of the time is because they can't sell them for more. Yeah. So how is this going to affect the amount of new, unworn watches in the market that are gold?
Yeah, so precious metal, so definitely in my opinion, is going back to previous generations when there was going to be a discount with gold models. That hasn't happened as of yet, but you're going to see, and you have already seen, you're going to see less and less of unworn precious metal watches in the pre-owned market. The reason being, they're not going to sell in the ADs, they're going to be left there. So you're going to be finding the value in the pre-owned, but that is also going to drive the prices up of a pre-owned watch.
Yeah, so right now the sweet spot is going to be, you know, maybe looking at, if you want this watch, maybe a 23 or a 22 model, that's either not been worn or is very lightly worn.
Definitely.
And you're going to be able to save a lot. So this one, this brings us on to a Patek Philippe model, a beautiful watch, dress watch here. This is the Calatrava, the 6119R in rose gold. I mean, this has got an open case back. Absolutely stunning watch on an alligator strap.
Yeah.
Retail price on this though is £27,500.
Exactly, 27,500. And this particular watch, you can pick it up from Watchtrader at just over 20,000. I believe it's like 21,000 pounds. So again, in the Patek market with the Calatrava, this one particularly that we're showing you now, one of the watches that we've got in stock, you're saving around £6,000.
Yeah, and this is one of the watches that a lot of people start with in Patek. The shame about it is these are really beautiful watches. It's definitely. Just the way the market sees them. It's kind of like the entry level watch to get onto the Nautilus, the Aquanaut.
Yeah, and if this was the watch of choice, this is the watch that you're looking to purchase, why buy brand new? Jump into a pre-owned one, which you can find for in and around £20,000.
So onto the Yachtmaster on Oysterflex 42 white gold here. Being white gold, it actually has a list price that's higher than the yellow gold as well. This comes in at 26,700. We'll talk about them together, to be fair. So even though this costs more to buy brand new, it actually trades for less. It's a bigger discount on the pre-owned market. It is slightly older in terms that of the yellow gold one came out after the white gold, which
meaning there's less in the market.
Yeah, there's less of these, isn't there?
The ones that we have stocked recently have all been pre-owned. We haven't stocked an unworn watch, and potentially the factor is nobody's willing to take the hit on a brand new watch. And you know, something which is pre-owned, maybe they've bought it 2 or 3 years ago when the list price was less and they've had the watch and they've enjoyed it, so they don't mind losing a little bit more money. But the amount of 2024 unworn pieces of both these models and similar watches to what we have in front of us here, it's going to be pretty scarce, to be honest with you.
Okay, I'm actually going to move past this yellow gold one because I think it is under list, and this is the Baguette Diamond Champagne Date 840 under list, but it is a similar story to what we've talked about. Yeah. But this Sky Dweller is quite interesting because this is a fairly recent release. Okay, it is in white gold, £37,450 RRP. It's selling a little bit under list at around 36k.
This particular watch that we have in stock, 35 to 36,000, correct. But go and try and find the one in the UK. It's pretty difficult. So if this watch sells, the next watch available in the UK, which you could potentially find, could be in and around list. The thing is with something like this, because it's quite new, it's difficult to find pre-owned. There's not going to be very many in the market for you to choose. In general terms, I would like to say that watch can be bought for under RRP, even though it's a stunning watch in my opinion. Okay, this brings us on to the watches that still command quite a hefty premium in the market. First one being the latest 1.2 reference. So this is the 126518LN. This is the new Pikachu. Beautiful watch. I've got to say the new reference Daytona has really grown on me. I wasn't so sure when it first came out, but the more that I'm seeing them in person and being around the watch, it has really grown on me. What is it about these precious metal watches that make them trade so differently to these ones? Okay, so with this one in particular, it's the dial. This is really, really strong in the Asian market, which drives the price up. A lot of these are sold outside of the UK. So the UK dealers may sell outside of the UK, and so they're not going to discount the watch in the UK where they can potentially sell it to a client outside of the UK for a higher price. Just supply and demand. It is such a highly sought after dial combo, this watch. Okay,
so I get obviously the Daytona is the flagship model in the Rolex range, right? There's also a trend towards Oysterflex. I mean, it allows people to wear the watch in a more daily fashion compared to a full gold. You get to wear the precious metal, but that makes it a little bit more casual. So you take the dial out of this watch.
This watch will trade for more than the same watch with a diamond dial. And some of the other dials will trade for in and around list price or slightly above.
Obviously, this watch as well is a lot newer. It's a very new watch, being the new reference.
Yeah, you have Daytona. 2 options. You have the 1.1 prior to that as well, which also trades for well above the current RRP.
So this watch to me is like quite an anomaly, right? This is a Date 840 white gold. It's got a meteorite.
It's the same scenario. It's the dial.
It's the dial.
We're talking about the dial.
But you know what I think's interesting about this, and sorry to cut you off there, is white gold typically costs the most, right? to buy new, but it normally trades for the least in the pre-owned market. Whereas I think because this has that very special dial, and it works so well with the white gold.
Yeah, it's a rarity. When you're talking about white gold with the meteorite dial, it just works, doesn't it? And it's just such a beautiful watch. And
I'd struggle to find a dial which I think as well suits the baguette diamonds better.
Yeah,
I think it just adds that extra sparkle and yeah, lovely. Now I believe you can get this in platinum as well, but the aesthetic's going to be very similar. So if you compare them side by side, this is going to be less as well.
Yeah, but the price is significantly more for the platinum.
As a buyer right now, if you're looking for the best value in a gold piece, what's the criteria?
You know, it's a buyer's market. Do your research. Look at a perfect pre-owned piece, full box, full papers, whatever it might be. Take 1, 2, 3 years old, there or thereabouts, even a year old. You can see, for example, this watch that we have here is a year old. It's a big saving on new, and it's going to be even more come the 1st of June.
Yeah, okay, brilliant.
But
so
you're always going to get the case where somebody will only accept a brand new watch, and you can't come to people like us to find you that watch. But again, it's difficult now with the prices being so high compared to what the market price is. But if you want the watch, you want to wear the watch and enjoy the watch, find something pre-owned. You know, there's the saving and enjoy the watch. We're seeing it probably on a nearly daily occasion where clients have managed to receive a steel watch from their AD, okay, and they're using the uplift on the price to jump into a precious metal, which they probably maybe never have thought they would be able to get into at what the prices were. Plus they're going to get the uplift of selling the steel sports model to us and doing a trade.
Yeah,
you know, it works both ways.
Come 1st of June, we'll find out if the rumours are true. Let us know in the comments what you think about the potential price increases of gold and what your picks would be if you're looking for the best value in the gold market.
Well, it's that time of the week again. YouTubers, it is time for Deal of the Week, Deal of the Week, Deal of the Week. What do we have here? Stock number 6225, 6225. It is a Datejust 41 with the black baton dial, white gold bezel. It comes with the Jubilee bracelet. I think it looks great on the Jubilee bracelet. Excellent condition. There's not a mark on this watch with the black dial. It is a, let me check, December 2022 model. Now, this watch is on our website for £10,950. There you go, £10,950. I was going to knock £1,000 off. I'm not. It's the end of the month. I'm going to treat yous. I'm not going to knock £1,000 off. I'm going to knock more. If you want it, it's stock number 6225. Datejust 41 with the black dial with the fluted gold bezel on the Jubilee. You can have it for £9,500.